Hey everyone, and welcome back to Fraud Fi. Today we're diving into a serious topic that affects millions of people every year: fraud. Whether you're shopping online, working from home, or even dating, there's always a fraud risk. So let's break down the most common types of fraud you need to watch out for and how they can possibly impact you. First, we're going to start off with identity theft. This is one of the most prevalent and damaging types of fraud out there. You probably know someone because there's millions of cases that are reported annually for identity theft. But what exactly is identity theft? It's when someone steals your personal information like your social security number, your credit card details, or your bank account information, and they use that information to essentially commit fraud. Often the consequences can be severe, leading from unauthorized purchases to opening lines of credit in your name. And sometimes the worst part, even though when you remediate all that information, it can take months to essentially wipe that clean and recover your identity. Next up, I want to talk about credit card fraud. This is actually a subset of identity theft, but it could expand much larger into other types of fraud. It's very costly and very widespread, and it definitely deserves its own spot here. Fraudsters can steal your credit card information through various methods like skimming, phishing, or even data breaches. They collect that information. And once they have your info on your credit card or your debit card, it can start to rack up charges without you knowing that they're making charges on your account. And the sheer volume of credit card transactions makes it a prime target. The financial losses are very astronomical, with billions of dollars lost globally. Always keep an eye on those statements and report any suspicious activity to your financial institution immediately. All right, coming in number 3, phishing scams. It's often an entry point for a lot of types of fraud, including identity theft and account takeover. So these scams usually come in the form of like emails or text, again, or even those phone calls that you always get. Often they can fake where the number is coming from and look like they're legitimate companies. They'll trick you into clicking on a link, providing personal information, or giving authorized access to the computer. What makes phishing so dangerous and convincing that these scams can often use the logos and language that looks official, but once you take the bait, your personal information is out there in the hands of fraudsters who can do a lot of damage. So let's talk about the fourth, which is ATM, or account takeover. This happens when a fraudster gains control of your accounts. It's similar to stolen identity, similar to credit card fraud, and similar to phishing, because all these kind of intertwine in some capacity or another. But ATO, or account takeover in specific, is where a fraudster gains control of your online accounts, usually through some sort of phishing and social engineering or a data breach, and they get the username and password. So once they're in, they start to change your password so you're not able to get back into the account. They'll start to drain funds or make authorized purchases or use your account to commit further fraud. Account takeover is becoming more and more of a trend for the fraud industry, especially through the financial and e-commerce sectors, where a lot of these financial losses that these individuals bear can be quite significant sums since they have your entire account. So protect yourself, make sure you're using a strong password, unique passwords, and enable two-factor authentication on all your accounts. So this kind of brings me to number 5, which is a little different from the others: tax-related fraud. And so this type of fraud usually involves the misuse of your social security number and other personal information. And they're going to be essentially filing a false tax return in your name and claiming the refund that belongs to you. Or they'll try to commit other types of tax fraud, but typically the refunds is the biggest. So the IRS deals with billions of dollars in fraudulent tax claims every year. Victims often don't realize it, that they've been targeted, until they try to file their own taxes and find out someone else beat them to it. Best defense in this situation is to file your taxes early and protect your personal information. One that has been coming up recently and at number 6, that's a very popular fraud trend right now, is remote work fraud. So as many people are working from home or want to work from home, often they'll get a text message or request that scammers are essentially trying to find new ways to exploit job seekers. So they'll post fake job ads that look legitimate. Once you apply, they're asking you to input personal information, make upfront payments for things like training materials or equipment, or they'll ask you to click on a link and then take over your computer. Sometimes they'll even send a fake check and then ask you to send them back. By the time the check bounces that you've tried to reimburse yourself for these materials, it's often too late. So if you're looking for remote work, always research the company and be cautious of any offers that seem just too good to be true. I know personally, I've gotten a couple of these texts probably almost weekly or every other day saying, hey, we're interested in what you do. We want to give you this remote work. All you have to be is at least 18 and speak English. But again, if it's too good to be true, it definitely is in this case. The last one and the juiciest one, romance fraud. This one's often heartbreaking, and typically it's usually elderly people who are a target because it preys on people's emotions. In a romance scam, fraudsters create fake profiles on dating sites and social medias, build a relationship with their victims. Over time, they gain the trust and then start asking for money. Maybe it's for a supposed emergency. I'm sure you've seen the Tinder swindler, or you've seen different Netflix shows that essentially show something like a romance scam. Somebody seems too good to be true, and then they get in a tough situation, say, hey, I need a couple $1,000s. So it is true that the FBI reported nearly $1 billion in losses in 2022 for romance scams alone. Again, this can be devastating emotionally and financially. I think it's a lot harder to spot if you're the one and you believe the person to be true or legitimate. So just always be cautious when doing online dating, forming online relationships. Never send somebody money just because they ask you to. Definitely meet them in person and validate they are who they say that they are. So there you have it. The top 7 most common types of fraud you need to be aware of. Each of these frauds have a huge impact financially and possibly emotionally. Protect yourself by staying informed, be cautious, regularly monitoring your accounts. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends, and hit that like and subscribe button for more. Thanks for stopping by and watching this video. Stay safe out there. See you next time at FraudFi.